All right, it is Monday, November 28th at 5 p.m. This is a meeting of the Buildings and Utilities Committee. I am Mrs. Marshall, Chair of the committee, and this is Mr. Twist to my left. We are here to provide a recommendation to Council regarding declaring the repair of the Cornish Road water line an emergency as provided by the ORC Section 735-051 and authorize the Director of Public Service and Safety to enter into contracts without competitive bidding for the Cornish Road water line repair project at a cost not to exceed $100,000. Consideration of emergency legislation is requested. Mr. Tittering.
Sure. So if I can ask you both to,
Sure.
unless you want to stare into the light, I'll show you a quick video of, if it stays up, what we're dealing with. So we are dealing with about 420 feet of water line that is on Cornish between Clarendon and Dartmouth, along with a little section of Clarendon that's connected to the same line. We've had over about a two and a half week period, we had 4 main breaks all in a row, and there were several of them that just kind of daisy chained. One was fixed, then another one would happen right away. So there were multiple breaks on each day in your memo, or in some of the days anyway. Now this is cast iron pipe. And spoiler alert, this is really not supposed to do this. This is just a hand shovel. Maybe it's a hard-boiled egg, but it's more of an egg than it is a cast iron. So that whole section of pipe has been corroded, and we're thinking that the principal cause of that is one of the properties on that line we found has some, I guess we call it stray electrical grounding into the water main from their house. It's not as unusual as you think, but what it's done over time is it's really compromised the integrity of the line. It is something that we really need to get done quickly. We very rarely ever, we might have done this maybe once in the last 16 years where we've invoked the ORC section that Mrs. Marshall cited. Mr. Kerber gave us that section, and it does allow us under emergency circumstances, such as what we believe this is, to forego the competitive bidding and ask you to authorize the repairs. In this case, we have gotten multiple quotes to do the work. We have purchased some some water main pipes, so we do have quite a bit in stock right now to be able to do this job, but rather than wait the several weeks it would take to put together bids, let the bids and do the reference checks, etc., we're asking for emergency legislation authorization up to but not to exceed $100,000 to do this work.
Is the replacement, are they going to be the same type?
It'll be the same type and size.
Yeah, ductile iron, yeah, and the same size, yeah.
Okay.
This is the water line, because didn't we have issues in the same area on the sewage, maybe like 5-6 years ago, where we had to
We had to reline the sewage.
because sewage was coming up in people's basements
On Cornish, I don't
around
remember.
I thought it was in Dartmouth, Clarendon, maybe not. I thought it was the Cornish.
Yes, out Westbrook someplace. We
Yeah.
had to
Maybe Westbrook.
They had to reline the storm.
Yeah, I thought it was Dartmouth. Okay, but this is a water line, not
This is
sewage.
water.
This is under
Okay,
pressure.
that's all.
And you said electrical?
There was an
Did that?
There was some stray electricity that was grounding into the water main.
Has that been corrected?
It is being corrected, and we are looking to put an anode bag connected to the water line.
I don't know if he's catching this or not.
It is being corrected, and we're working with the property owner, checking back in with them to make sure that he's getting his contractor in line to correct that. And then secondly, we're looking at, we've looked into the option of putting an anode bag, which is just a bag that helps kind of degrade and gives an outlet for that electric, so that it's not trying to ground through our pipe.
And how long do we feel the project will take?
The project's gonna take, I think, 1 to 2 weeks. I mean, so honestly, the contractor's talking about mobilizing if it goes through council the week of the 5th, like after it goes through council that 5th. We're talking to the contractor to get them to mobilize shortly after that, and then hopefully we can still get it asphalted before the Dayton plants close, like middle of December.
Okay.
Everybody has water, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so there will be a couple of valves being cut in, but, so we'll be coordinating directly with property owners and getting as much notice out to them as possible. Probably kind of sending the letters out this week as well to kind of say, hey, there'll be an outage for a couple of hours along Cornish, and then everybody else will be served, like in that week, they'll be served by adjacent properties.
Okay.
All right.
All right, that answers my questions and your questions.
Good.
Any other council members have any questions?
If I may.
Sure.
Mrs. Rhodes, so we're operating on a water loop there? So
Yes, it's a
folks
water
who
loop.
have water-
Yep,
Okay, that was not made clear, I didn't understand that.
yeah.
And we're going to add new valves in there on this?
Yeah, just because we're in there and the valves are 50 years old, we were to replace, and instead of shutting off more people than we need to, we'll kind of add a couple of valves in and replace a couple of the other valves. Just while we're there, we hope to not be there in another 50, that's for sure.
Got it, thank you. That's all I have.
All right. Anyone in the audience have any questions, staff or anyone else? Nope. All right. Seeing as none, how do you
Move forward with emergency.
wish to move forward? All right, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.